So here we are again. It's been a really good spot, this one, actually. So it's very quiet at night. I mean, there's been the boat behind, which nobody's been on, so that's just been, well, yeah, really quiet at night. There's no street lighting. It's really dark. Just sort of dog walkers and people with torches. We're very peaceful. So the plan today is we're coming up upon Blackburn, and everyone said the same thing: do not moor in Blackburn. If you have to moor in Blackburn, the only place to moor is Aynham Wharf, a place called Aynham Wharf. So Blackburn is the last. Blackburn locks close again on Sunday. It's Monday morning now. So time-wise, we're going to be absolutely fine. But we've got some stuff on this week that means that we just don't want to risk getting cut short in Blackburn. So the sensible thing is to move Josh, get him east of where the locks are closing, and then we don't have the same restrictions. So we've got a flight, I think, of 6 locks at Blackburn to do. No idea what they'll be like, other than the CRT chap who was at the last flight of locks, who was saying to us, don't moor up in Blackburn, was saying that they often get vandalised. And he said that the vandals put chains around the locks. I mean, why? And the CRT have to come and cut all the chains off. Why vandals are spending money on chains and then chaining up locks, knowing that the CRT are going to come and cut the chains? I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but that's what we were told. So we've got, I think, about sort of 2-ish miles, something like that, until we enter Blackburn. There's sort of Blackburn Centre, and then there are bits either side of it, suburbs of it. So I suspect it's going to be nice, bad, nice again. I'm guessing, but we'll see. Yeah, just cruising along, taking it easy. So let's see what we see. These guys. Pair of J's. Make some noise, don't we? So I should mention we're on a bit of a time limit today. The Blackburn locks supposedly open in the morning and then close at 2:30. So I don't want I don't want to fall short of the locks in terms of time, so I need to get there and give myself plenty of time to get through the locks, because people are saying don't moor in Blackburn. So I need to get there in plenty of time. I need to leave myself enough time to single manned get through those locks, and then get far enough away from the centre, maybe to this Aynham Wharf place afterwards. So I can't just sort of rock up to the locks whenever I please today. I've got to try and get there and through by, I think it's 2:30 by the top locks. That's 6 locks to do. So that's why there's a bit of time pressure today. So going a bit slower than I normally would. That's just to let Josh warm up gently. I don't want to work him too hard while he's cold. And then when he's warm through, we'll speed up a touch. Nice scenery in the meanwhile. Rolling Lancashire farmland. So this in front is the M65 motorway.
Kingfisher. Boom. See him on tree. I can see him. I can still see him. He's not going to go again. Hopefully you can still see. You can see his red breast now. See if he goes again. Oh, I'm trying to steer at the same time. Still there. There he is. Wow.
Is that just the best kingfisher? That is just amazing. They are so cool. And see one like for that length of time. Yeah, that is amazing. I won't have a bore of that. Hello. Okay, so this is Riley Green. I think that was a CRT checking boat numbers. You'd be looking going, oh my word, how far have they got? Were they really last spotted in XYZ place only ABC days ago? Surely not. Oh yes. Right.
Long-term moorings.
Home of Canal Boat Cruises, Riley Green.
Interesting, so there's an electric point there suggesting that's a mooring spot, but
Yeah, you'd certainly have to build your own jetty to get down there, wouldn't you? The rock, slippery rocks, and this boat's just tied to a tree.
it's got a funny face, that one, hasn't it?
Tied to a tree both sides, no fence.
Oh, that's a setup and a half, isn't it?
We've since sourced the boat online and it turns out it's a floating hotel. So here's some of the images that we found online. It's quite a striking interior, I think we can all agree.
Kingfisher. Still in the middle of the canal.
I've spotted him on the camera.
Right, it's been quite weedy this stretch. It's not that horrible heavy weed that I can't remember the name of. I think it begins with a P. Oh dear. It's like a thin sort of strangly, really dark green. I'll see if I can find a picture. In fact, I pulled some out of the weed hatch, didn't I? It's at Withnell Fold when we stopped. It's that sort of stuff. So far so good. I've just popped Josh into neutral and got the litter picker down there, down behind the boat, and that seems, touch wood, to have done the job, because I don't really want to be stopping every 10 minutes getting my arm down the weed hatch. It's not too bad when you double manned, because one of you can float around in the canal almost and do it, but when you're on your own, that means mooring up and going down the weed hatch, a bit more faffy. So fingers crossed we won't catch any more, and if we do, it's a litter picker job.
sure what that is. Old tower or something's been converted into a bird nature.
Oh, little bunny rabbits.
So they were celebrating the Elliott boat lift. Quite liked it. Can't wait to do that. Just an amazing feat of engineering. Right, so we are entering suburbia. Probably the last tractor we're going to see for a little while, I would have thought. This is the first but not the last graffiti.
Nice old property in the middle of
More modern ones. Unusual.
quite nice having your canoes ready to go on your own private jetty.
Lovely.
It's a nice boat, isn't it?
Lovely. So there's a couple of CRT guys back there just cutting hedges, etc. And one of them said it's weird seeing the boat move, or boats moving all of a sudden. Of course, the canal's being closed, so quite how many they'll see today, I'm not sure. I haven't seen another moving boat, but well, the canal's been closed for that long. It must seem a bit weird to them.
Yeah, I've met a few rainbow chasers in my time. Nice little tiddler. Jack the lad.
I suppose if you've got one of these moorings at home, you need to make sure that your boat's no bigger than the width of your house or your garden. It's a cutie.
Okay, there's a bed, or part of a divan bed.
Lovely.
So there's a bunch of lads there wearing high-vises with a supervisor, so I'm guessing some sort of community service work. And they're just cutting the grass down the side of the canal, but they're just cutting various cuttings, just lobbing them in the canal. It's like, I'm not sure that's helping, really. Anyway, interesting. One of them said, "Do you live on that?" So I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you have to pay like fees?" So I said, "Yeah, it's like road tax, you know, but it's cheaper than council tax." He said, "Oh, you'll be saving a whole bunch on rent, won't you?" So it was interesting, the thought process for somebody who's presumably never thought about canal boats. Right, you can hear we're going a bit slowly, aren't we, for the revs? So we have some weed. Right, gonna go and check. There's a nice duck house.
Yeah, I imagine that seat on a summer's day is spot on. Feet dangling towards the canal.
Right, we're approaching the Blackburn lock flight. I'm just hoping that they have mooring bollards. It's going to be a bit of a pain if not. I normally wouldn't even question that. You just sort of go, well, there's going to be a lock, therefore there'll be somewhere to just temporarily tie the boat to. But for whatever reason, that hasn't been the case here on the Leeds Liverpool. You can't. In fact, since joining the Wigan flight, you can't be guaranteed that there are any bollards at all. So, I mean, it'll be what it'll be. I'll just have to deal with it. But single-manned as I am, it's just much easier if you can just tie the boat from lock to lock. So, 'tis what it is. There you go. Beer garden.
So Even that's not on the back of one particular house. I wonder if the residents have just clubbed together, created a communal beer garden at the end of the cul-de-sac. Quite cool, though. The community spirit as well. Old Accrington red brick terrace houses.
Okay, so we've reached the first lock. It's against us. Surprise, surprise, that probably means they all will be. So what I'm going to do is stick you on the front of the boat, and it's hard to operate the camera, the boat and the lock. And hopefully you'll see what it's like to go up the flight.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Apologies, switching over to my phone. So that's the result. Through the first lock, and a very nice and professional sounding CRT volunteer just wandered down the canal and said, "Are you on your own?" I said, "Yeah." So he said, "Look, I'm going to open the next 2 locks. Somebody radioed ahead, said you were coming." It's cool. He's going to work the locks for me. So he said, "You stay on the boat." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah." Okay, cool, thank you. So he's just draining the 2 in front of us, and then he's going to work his way up the flight. So he said, "Are you okay with 1 gate open?" I said, yeah, it's okay. I can do this." but you know, just the fact he asked, he's obviously yeah, it's a professional thing to do, isn't it, to ask the question. So he said, "Oh yeah, just when you see the gate open, come through." So I'm just going to shuffle up a bit so I can see the gate open, and then we're all good. Different sort of winding gear that you see. Quite cool, these things.
Okay, Blackburn flight done, we can get some cruising in. Ugh, look at all the garbage.
that statement. What was that the logo for? Having complete brain fade. Nice old building though. Whatever it is now. Apartments presumably. Right, so I was going to make an attempt today. Well, we're always balanced about where we go and what we see. I was going to hope today that I can turn around and say, I know people say that you shouldn't moor up in Blackburn and etc, etc, but actually we had a very different experience. But I just don't know why you'd stop here, honestly. So stop we shan't. Yeah, the first bit around the suburbs was actually quite nice, but this sort of that central bit, and we're on the sort of fringes of the centre now. Keep getting these whacks underneath the boat where we're clearly running over something. I don't know what it is. Stolen cars. But don't know where the rest of the bike is, but wonder what this building used to be then. Looks like it's nothing now, fallen into complete disrepair. Fabulous arches. So, shopping trolley and a car tyre on the non-towpath side, so yeah, good work people. Seconds later, followed by a sign, and it's sunk now, but another road sign. Gosh. Tried to get in, but there's a shopping trolley in the way. Right, I'm trying to get into the bank so I can use the facilities. There's something else under here. Right, I've freed us, but I have no idea what that was. There's something really big in the canal. See this place, jeez. Another shopping trolley. Another piece of road furniture. Welcome to RISHTON. So it's been lobbing it down for the last half an hour, which is nice. But hey ho. So considering the visitor moorings here, the guy, the CRT chap, it said that the moorings, the visitor moorings were pretty good, so they look like they're about half a mile up the canal. God, does my face look red? So yeah, just have a look, see if they look like they're suitable, and maybe call it there. We shall see. Nice weather, hey? Jetty, I think I'm taking it. I'm sort of lobbing it down. We'll stop for the day.